lakh milk producers working every day for it to work. Super, fantastic, 27.7% increase. Fantabulous, I can't find any other words to describe it. But I think my friends are relying too heavily on their secondary sources of information rather than the more trusted primary sources of information, which have enabled me to see the real picture. Take a look down Anand in Gujarat and you will see that those milkmen who are producing milk for Amul every day, they carry their milk on their bicycles to and fro, and they're living the life of their forefathers for generations. Good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic is cooperatives, a tool for socio-economic development of rural India, and I'm firmly against it. Now, let's talk about one thing which I've got for clue from West Bengal government. It says in an annual report of consumer cooperatives that there was a great mistake by letting the cooperatives on the ration shops. Now, why was it? Why did the government admit? That's because all the good stuff which went into the cooperative stores were given to the rich farmers who were paying those extravagant prices for these goods. And all these poor farmers were told that itna hi aaya hai. And that is the only thing they are left with, that is leftovers. So this gross mismanagement of resources in the corporates and the ethos of corporate responsibility, which are not followed in the cooperative sectors like customer satisfaction as well as good leadership skills, have led all of us down in this era. Now, speaking about another thing which my opponent said, that it's not the cooperatives who are getting the stagnant loans, it's the farmers who are not utilizing their lands properly. Let me tell you one thing, dear friend. The farmers are not MBA in farming, that they will know how to manage their land so as to get most out of it. And let me ask you another thing. You're talking about cooperative societies and individual farmers not doing well. This practice has been following for 10,000 years, and we were once called the golden bird of the total world. How was it so that individual farmers work then, but cooperative societies can work much better than that? And another thing, coming on to the fact that I want to relate a success story regarding it. There is a Wardha Nagar sugar complex which came up, nobody talked about it till yet, and I know why. It was a good success story, but there was a very significant reason why it failed in some places. That's because there were some powerful barons who were controlling the levers of power, and the poor laborers and the farmers were immune to the pain effects of cooperative societies. Another thing which I would like to stress is that, and self-reliance is the motto of cooperation, right? So if self-reliance is the motto of cooperation, then by seeing the records of the last few years, I can say that the other income sources, which are not at all government, have totally contributed to a major funding of the cooperative societies. So if they cannot sustain on their own and generate their own income, generate their own sources of income, then what is the use of these cooperative societies? Another thing which I would like to stress, and that is the last of my points, is that were the cooperative societies, they were existing in Andhra Pradesh when the farmers were committing suicide, but there were no suicides in the Sahukar time, right? In the Sahukar era, people were becoming bonded laborers, but people were not committing suicides. A human life is much more precious than cooperation, isn't it? Thank you.